Morning, everybody. Hey, Dennis Ward here again. I'm standing across the street from one of my favorite stores, 7-Eleven. And let me tell you why it's my favorite store. A couple years ago, I walked into the store to get a Big Gulp. And there was a guy behind the counter. He looked like one of those gangsters, or at least gangster wannabes. He had a bandana on his head. He was shaven, his head was shaven, but he really wasn't. He was kind of a wannabe. I mean, he was a white guy, no tan, no dark, but he had a bandana on his head. And my thought was, what in the world would 7-Eleven have a guy like that working here? A gangster wannabe. And I said, you know what, I'm never going to shop at 7-Eleven again, and I'm going to tell everybody I know what a knothead store this is for hiring a guy like that. Well, I was in the line behind a guy, and he walked up and he said to this guy, he says, "Hey John, how you doing?" And John said, "I'm doing a lot better." He said, "They got all the tumor out." And he pulled off his bandana, and he had a scar across his head. The bandana was hiding the scar. Now here's a new story I made up about that. I said, wow, that's probably one of his, like a old scoutmaster, a youth leader, somebody that really cares about this guy. I thought, 7-Eleven is such a great store. They hired a guy like that, and they put him to work right after he had this brain tumor operation. He's back to work a little bit now, and they're helping him. I'm going to tell everybody about 7-Eleven, what a great story they are, a great store they are, and how everybody should stop there to get Big Gulps. Well, here's what I learned from that experience. That whole experience took about 5 minutes, and I made up those two stories about it, and I did it automatically. I didn't stop and think about it. Those stories were made up automatically in my head. And I set out my car, and I thought how ashamed I am, because I am a meaning-making machine. And so here's the question I want to ask. Which one of those two stories are true? Was he a pasty gangster wannabe, or was he a guy that was recovering from a tumor? And was this guy really a youth leader, or just a guy that cared about him? It doesn't matter. They're both stories made up. And I say, as long as you're going to make up stories, and we are meaning-making machines, we can't help it, it's how we're wired, let's make up stories that inspire. So here's the deal. Go to 7-Eleven, buy Big Gulps, and make up stories that are inspiring and not disempowering stories. Thank you.